fundamental tenet that those of you who have been through our sales training process would know we just live by and believe in. That why conversations matter is because people buy people first. And they buy from what sort of people? Credible people, trustworthy people. That you have to find a way, smoothly and efficiently, very quickly, to project, I am somebody who you can believe in, who's credible, who knows his stuff, and you can trust that I'm going to do the right thing by you. Part of that then, our ability to project that, is that we believe it. If we don't believe in ourselves, why should somebody else? If we don't believe that the Portland Group does fantastic work, and you are going to save yourself so much money if you have the smarts to realize that you should be going with our advice. If we don't believe that, why the hell should they? So the first thing we want you to start thinking about is personal brand, what you think about you. How are you consciously thinking about how you project yourself day in, day out? How do you show up to start the day? What's that about for you? Andy Grove wrote a very easy to read book about Only the Paranoid Survive. He talks about inflection points. I don't know if you know about Andy Grove. He's the chairman of Intel, was the CEO of Intel. So back in the early days when they'd grown to a mere $1 billion company, they were sitting there in America thinking, we're in a really good business here. The Japanese have no hope of building our technology. We are just so good at what we do. The Japanese had other ideas and came out with a chip that was not only better technically, but was also cheaper. Inflection point for the business. Something closer to home for all of us. If you were around in the mid-70s, and I appreciate that some of you, might be a bit early, but for those of us who were around in the mid-70s, what was the personal music machine of choice? If you were going to carry your music around with you on the street, it'd be a Sony Walkman, wouldn't it? And it was originally a cassette tape, and then they got terribly advanced and they had discs. They totally dominated that marketplace. Who would dominate that market now? Apple. Sony are not even on the scorecard at all. Apple have something a few years ago, I don't know what the latest stats are, but Apple had something like 70% of the global market and 90% of the Australian market. So your whole business has just suddenly disappeared and gone to somebody else. Might that happen in our careers? What might be an inflection point for us in our careers? Let me share an inflection point. The company I was working for was EMC. I had joined them. I was in the business for about 6 months when they came up with we are going to shed 10% of the worldwide workforce. I was a round peg in a square hole. I was very happy to take the money. I had 2 redundancies in a 12-month period. That's an inflection point. Yeah, I seriously had to reevaluate my career, what I was doing. That's how I've ended up doing what I now do and what I love. I hadn't bothered to stop and actually work out whether what I was doing was what I wanted to do. 14 years with my first employer, never checked in. Is this what I want to be doing? I was just pushing as hard as I could, as quickly as I could, to get up the ladder. So hard and fast that actually when I got there, I questioned, what's this about? Is this actually what I want to be doing? But I still didn't get off. So sometimes inflection points are self-induced and sometimes they come and smack us on the back of the head. I was very grateful for that one. We're going to have a look at you and how you are as marketable as possible. I think this is how we manage the monkey in our head. How are you thinking? How are you showing up every morning? What's going on for you? What we'd like you to do is just think of 3 adjectives that you would like to put up that describe the personal brand you want, how you would want people to be thinking about you, what it is about you that you hope you are projecting day to day.
If you think about it, this is your goal. This is your goal. If everything goes really well for you in your meetings, the ideal thing is your clients are going to turn around at the end and they're going to go, hey, this guy is really trustworthy, knowledgeable, they're really driven. Whatever it is you've put up there, that's your goal. What these are also telling you, these charts all the way around the room, are telling you how you need to be behaving on a daily basis so that people are going to describe you in this way. Yeah, so we're going to spend a lot of time making sure that what you've written here is how you are behaving, so that there's a match between who you would like to be and how people see you.